The moment I signed the divorce papers, a wave of conflicting emotions washed over me. Relief, yes, but also a lingering sadness that clung to the edges of my consciousness. I was free, yet tethered to a past that had unraveled in ways I never imagined. My ex-wife's words echoed in my mind, a haunting melody of guilt and accusation. Was I wrong for wanting to move away and start anew? The story of how I arrived at this crossroads is one I've replayed countless times. It began over 5 years ago, a time that feels both distant and achingly close. My ex-wife and I had been navigating the turbulent waters of an amicable divorce, if such a thing truly exists. We were two people who had once promised forever, now trying to untangle our lives with as little collateral damage as possible. The catalyst for our separation was as unexpected as it was devastating. An old high school friend of hers had come to remodel our basement. A simple project, I thought, something to improve our home. But as the days turned into weeks, I noticed a change in her. Subtle at first, like the flickering of a candle before it extinguishes. There were late nights, whispered conversations that ceased when I entered the room, and a distance that grew like a chasm between us. Then one day, she was gone. She moved to her mum's house, taking this friend with her. I was left standing in the empty shell of our home, our two kids looking to me for answers I didn't have. The betrayal was a jagged wound, raw and unhealed, but I had no choice but to keep moving forward. I had to be strong for the kids, even as my world crumbled around me. For 2 months, I was both mother and father, a role I embraced with all the love I could muster. The pain of her departure was a constant companion, but I found solace in the routine of daily life. The kids needed me, and that need became my anchor. As the days turned into weeks, I began to see the faint outlines of a future beyond the heartbreak. Eventually, she returned, and with her came a new arrangement. The kids would stay with her, and I would remain in the basement of what was once our shared home. It was a compromise, one I accepted for the sake of peace. I continued to pay the bills, the mortgage, while she moved her boyfriend in upstairs. It was a surreal existence, living beneath the life that used to be mine, hearing the echoes of laughter and conversation that no longer included me. But I was determined to be amicable, to rise above the bitterness that threatened to consume me. I wanted to set an example for my children, to show them that love and respect could endure even in the face of such profound change. So I agreed to continue supporting the household until both kids graduated college, a promise I intended to keep. In the midst of this upheaval, I found love again. It was unexpected, a gentle unfolding of affection that grew into something solid and true. My new partner became my confidant, my rock, and together we began to envision a future that was ours alone. We started planning a move several states away, a chance to build a life unshadowed by the past. I had been transparent about these plans, sharing them with my ex-wife over a year ago. At the time, she seemed indifferent, preoccupied with her own life and the man she had chosen. But as the date of our move approached, her demeanor changed. She unleashed a torrent of guilt, accusing me of abandoning our children, of shirking my responsibilities as a father. Her words stung, reopening wounds I thought had healed. She painted a picture of a father absent from important life events, of missed milestones and growing distance. But I knew this wasn't the truth. In this age of technology, distance is no longer a barrier. I was committed to being there for my children, to flying or driving back for every significant moment. My love for them was unwavering, regardless of geography. The conversation with my younger child was bittersweet. He expressed sadness at the thought of me moving further away, a sentiment that tugged at my heart. But he also understood my need to move on, to find happiness in a new chapter. His maturity was a testament to the strength we had built together, even in the face of adversity. Reflecting on these moments, I realized that life is a series of choices, each with its own consequences. I had chosen to prioritize my happiness, to embrace the love I had found and the future we were building. I was still present in my children's lives, supporting them emotionally and financially, and I would continue to do so from wherever I was. In the end, I had to ask myself, was I wrong for wanting to live my life? For seeking happiness after years of compromise and heartache? The answer, I believed, was no. I was not abandoning my children. I was showing them the importance of pursuing one's own path, of finding joy and fulfillment even after loss. And so, as I packed the last of my belongings and prepared to leave the basement that had been both refuge and reminder, I felt a sense of peace. The road ahead was uncertain, but it was mine to travel. I would carry my children in my heart, their presence a constant guide as I stepped into the next chapter of my life. Subscribe for more stories